Hello everyone, welcome back to some more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time, what did we do last time? Right. We arrived in London, talked to Lord Strongheart, only to find that he is willing to give us a test to see if we're worthy of being a lawyer. And what better test than a real world scenario? Yeah. We're basically being a lawyer for this person, Magnus McGilded. And essentially there was a murder within an omnibus that he and the defendant were in. And yeah, we're basically trying to prove that he's not guilty. Yeah. What else happened here? Statement. What was the statement of the driver? Whatever. There were multiple. Okay. Sorry, I have to get back into the groove of things. It's been a bit of a hectic few days, what with the hurricane and whatnot. So, fortunately, it seems there's a lull, so I can record easily without having to worry about power outage for now, at least. Okay, sorry. There you go. What was it? All right. Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning. What? That's not all of it? That's not all of it? There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed. There were witnesses? Okay. Order! Order! When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage. And there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused. I do hope it's not peaking. Apparently with deep voices like Lord Strongheart's, the microphone tends to peak easily, so
Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all.
Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once. Well, witnesses, your names and occupations. My name is Beppo. Well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an omnibus on the East End. Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city. My name's First. Lady First? Really? I, make hats for gents. Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present were in the stand were in an omnibus and witnessed the aforementioned incident. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Quite right. Yes, sir. That's right, sir. I have to get a better voice for Beppo. He's cold, so I imagine you'd be shivering. Okay, whatever.
Very well then. Let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw.
I'm trying to get that Court Cooter's voice. Well, anyways, let's see what they saw. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had very few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed at it. Couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. Wow, this seems open and shut.
Unambiguous testimony, I must say.
Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Yes, Counsel?
Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what had happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage. How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses? Huh? Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you even traveled in an omnibus? Well, no. We, only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime, that is. What do you mean? The actual scene? Oh. Well, I mean, it's easy enough. I mean, a carriage is meant to be moved after all. Yeah, obviously. What's it called? If it took place in a bus or something, just bring the bus in. The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building. Here? What? What? The entire carriage? Bailiff, bring forth the stricken omnibus. I'm trying not to be as loud so I don't peak the microphone, but whatever. So, that's an omnibus. The omnibus. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. Oh. 4 passengers are seated inside the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests that there is a skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above. Ah, a skylight. Oh! The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place. Oh, they was right above, okay. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Can we see that thing again? Because I already have a bit of conjecture about that. Through the skylight. Ugh, that makes perfect sense.
Well, Counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought to the courtroom.
There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish.
Very well. I see no reason why not.
I hope that isn't loud. Wow, I didn't think about that.
This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence.
Okay, well, fine then. Passengers both inside the carriage and on the roof deck that up. Alright. Let's examine it, actually. Oh, right. Look on the back here. The Phoenix Wright Omnibus. Who is this Phoenix Wright? Whatever. Yeah, here's what I was talking about. You can see inside the carriage, but you can from this seat you can only see one half of the carriage. You can only see whoever's sitting in this seat, right? So if the victim were sitting here, then could they have seen who killed him? I mean, that's just my logic behind everything. Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? Ugh, the scene of a murder. It's horrible. Well, I mean, it's remarkably clean for the place of a stabbing, no less. I mean, other than this, like, stitch of blood here, the place is clean enough. That's blood that soaked onto the seat. The victims, obviously. Yeah, I don't know who else it would be. Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck. Would you really stab someone in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder? Well, I mean, the skylight is above you. Well, yeah, it was after dark. So it's possible, yeah. A planned attack. So this was a sudden. Huh. Well, by that logic then, there are 4 seats in here, so there could have been easily been someone that would have been in here with McGilden and then ran off as soon as trouble started occurring. Oh, focusing on the Crystal Tower. Oh, the Crystal Tower! It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event. Oh yeah, I mean, I think I saw posters of it play. I think we saw posters of it in the Buria, I think, too. We already saw the skylight. Oh, right, there's one more thing we need to look for. And that, if I remember correctly, is under this. Yes, this is a pull-out. This seat has a handle, it seems. It opens up to a storage space. This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running. Feeding tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems. There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to store their luggage, that's for sure. Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But it's easily big enough. Well, I mean, there's stuff in here, but I was gonna say someone could probably hide in here or something. I mean, huh? No. Well, I guess that depends, because if McGilden was seated here with the victim, then they could have came out, stabbed him, and then ran out. Which makes sense, because then the skylight's here, so he could have easily they could have easily seen the 2 men right here and not anyone over here because of how the skylights and the chair is positioned. Am I not loud enough? I hope I am. I'm like right literally. Let's go there, slightly into the yellow, just like before. Let's turn up the music slightly. There we go. Anyways, what can we do? What is this? Ah, that's a post. Oh, that's another poster for the Great Exhibition. Okay. I guess that's it. That's everything, I guess. Huh. Not much more I can see. Is there anything outside that would have been damaged? No. There's 418. Guess that's just the number of the thing. Alright. Well, that's the bus. I do have a... Okay, so what do we find in the bus? Literally, like, there's a thing under the seat that someone can easily hide into, and there's stuff. The people on the roof could only see one side of the seat, so if Mr. McGill was seated next to him, that would make sense. Alright. We gotta give the omnibus an examination, so...
Let us continue with the proceedings, then. Your cross-examination, counsel.
Pray, don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights. Alright. My first cross-examination in a British court. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus. Alright, it's been a while since we've done this. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. Okay. The victim were sat next to each other. Huh. Well... that doesn't make sense, because he was seated near the door. Right? Yes, I hope. Maybe. Yes, yeah, he was seated right here, near the door. If they were sat next to each other, that means McGilded was right here. Makes sense how they would see him, obviously. But the issue is... wait. If McGilded is... right... if McGilded is... what, did they say he was right-handed? Because if he was right-handed, then he would have to fully turn to stab him. Well, yeah, white glove on the bloodstain, so... okay. Then out of the blue, he reached over and plunged a knife to his guts. Yeah? Let's get this statement here. Number 3.
Hold it!
You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify to that? Or our fair dinkum hard-working sleep bankers not considered trustworthy these days? Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I've really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if that's... okay.
My lord. Juror number 3. What is the meaning of this?
My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking wretch. Never have. They're always up to something called all that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. I'm not a little leprechaun of a man, no exception. Well, you can't fool me. Yeah? You didn't even let us finish this testimony? There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter, anyway. Well, I cannot do a Cockney accent.
That is precisely what I was about to say. As the foreman of this jury, it is my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors.
I don't think that was the voice for him. Wow, I am messing this up already. Yeah, I told you guys last time, don't expect me to remember the voices of the jurors, because I don't record this consecutively, so you know what I mean, I don't remember. What is happening here? Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts. With fire? Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago. So, if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean... let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. Ugh, now I'm even more worried than I was before.
Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
This is a nightmare. Yeah, my microphone is literally not choosing to stay in place. Seriously. I guess I'll keep moving. Whatever. Should we go like that for now? And you know, I really shouldn't have done it with the microphone high. But whatever. Actually, let me fix this for a sec. Alright, there. Sorry, my microphone literally just fell from this place, so it's like, you know. Anyways. Okay. Couldn't help it. That's fair enough. I want to get that. Sat next to each other, you say? And you saw them right through the skylight in the roof of the carriage? That's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. Well, there was a lamp on the inside, so I had a pretty good view. The two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGillicuddy. How do you know? Oh yeah, how can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely? Mr. McGillicuddy is a gentleman of rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGillicuddy. There is no room for doubt here. I really wish there was. Oh, okay. Last bus in the evening. Hold it! Alright. See, yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Oh, yes, sir. That's right, sir. Yes. Ever so cold it was, sir. Freezing, in fact. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time. Is that correct? Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course, though, sir. No.
And there were no other passengers when the incident took place? No one alone, for example.
You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No, none. So, nobody fled the scene of the crime then. Okay. I have to say, the boss insists on not running it, does he? Does every evening. The last of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spend that much on the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. Huh. Okay. Blue. He screamed. I don't care about that statement. I stopped my bus and then I saw it too. Hold it! Okay. What exactly did you see? Oh, so that would be the passenger, sir. Just collapsed on the floor he was. And by the passenger, obviously you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. And then the other passenger had a knife in his hand, like this. Wait a sec. If he was on the floor, why was there no blood on the floor? There was only blood on the seats, right? By the other passenger, obviously you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGillicuddy. I need a new voice for Van Zeeks. Originally, I thought that would be good, but you know, that literally puts a strain on my throat whenever I use it. Well, whatever, I'll figure something out. And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly. What? My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Juror number 2. Go on.
Mr. McGillicuddy is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However, those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. But wait, what are you about to do? Dispose of the rubbish. Yeah? No! I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime.
I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today, and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion.
Yeah? Literally? Not again. That's 4 out of the 6 jury members who proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. Well, we've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly. We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. But... Alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. Oh, okay. Alright, so when it happened, the only 2 people in the closed cabin area were the victim and the defendant. And, so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm trying to defend do the deed. I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation here. Ugh. What am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. McGoldrick really innocent? What could it be? But before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. We need to understand the case much better than we do at the moment. Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to these witness statements again, a little more carefully this time. Last bus of the evening. The only thing we haven't pressed is this one about the guy screaming.
Hold it!
He stabbed him, you say? And you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you? Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I'd been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was gazing absent-mindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking out from his belly. That huge, great knife.
A grim sight indeed.
Ah, that didn't help me at all. Yeah. The jury looked like they were even more convinced my client did it than they were before. That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGillicuddy is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions. I mean... we kind of have the gloves, but beyond that, no.
Mr. First.
Oh, yes? Yes, sir?
Is this the knife you saw?
Oh wow, got a sheath and everything.
Oh, good grief! Yes, that's it! The very one, sir!
Is that...
Yes, Counsel. This is the blade that was driven onto the victim's throat, like a stake through the heart.
There, I might do like that. Less gravel in his voice.
Just kinda put it in a darker tone and make it sound a lot cooler.
Make it the way he speaks, rather than the sound of the voice, if that makes sense.
That is a blade of considerable size, Counsel.
It is.
And furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar.
Yeah, no, that won't work for him at all. Whatever. Ugh, please no. M. For Magnus, perhaps? Or McGilded, possibly? Take your pick. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
Objection!
But there are M's everywhere. Yes, like in Mason.
Objection!
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused.
Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, Counsel.
Yay! Wait, that might not just be an M, that might be a W though. That could easily just be... That might not even be an M, that could easily just turn this around. It's a W! Please, I'm grasping at straws here. That part is the sheath, isn't it? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Huh? Oh, sorry. Yes, I just don't really like blades. Oh, those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist. That's not a blade, that's Kazuma's soul. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. Ooh, a pretty design that does literally nothing. Like, if anything, I would think an engraving would make it harder to drive in. A bit weird though that there's no blood on the handle. I mean, this killer probably was wearing gloves, but beyond that, I would think at least some blood got on the handle. Ugh, that looks like a lot of blood. No, not really. I mean, he just stabbed it inside him, so... It surely is blood. The victim's. Ugh, an Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood. Well, yeah. Did you, like, expect it to be... like tea brown? I don't know. Did you think it wouldn't? Sorry. It's just that we only arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust. Yes, I do understand. Well, we are done. Alright.
My lord, I wish to speak.
Yes, juror
number 5. Do I take it that you too, as the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed on one of the city's charges is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing what your facts show, I said to myself. But I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say. No, please. Just keep it in mind a little. See it now, Sir Blaze. The finish is in sight.
I don't know about these voices. Like, look, the only thing I want to be sure of is if, if the main character's voices are good. Alright? Everybody else, I don't care.
Double is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says.
Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir.
This is too unkind, sir. Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man. So, talk juror number 6. We still got one more. We can turn this around. Madam Jurors number 6.
Yes, dear? What can I do for you?
You have heard the testimony of the witnesses in the stand.
Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know.
Then, pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your link?
Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day, and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. The Gilded Park, it's called.
Oh, she's a fan of his.
The gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
He was always doing wonderful things for the city.
That's right. A man like that would surely wouldn't stop someone. Surely.
Mother, may we go to the village public library later and borrow some more books?
How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know what kind of a man Magnus McGoodle really is?
What kind of a man is he?
Sorry, the philanthropist Magnus McGoodle has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where does all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls.
What?
Stone the crows?
McGoodle lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying.
Oh, he's a loan shark. Okay.
When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madame. So, has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own?
Yeah?
What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service?
You're not saying that.
The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing in his name, save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGoodle. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts.
So he's establishing a motive. Okay.
Good gracious!
The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him. His life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGoodle.
I don't believe it. If I might add something briefly, Miss Susato, you claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGoodle. Where is the evidence to support your claim?
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollow chalice in a court of law.
Aha! There it is!
Oh god, that was loud, okay.
Aha! There it is! Lord Van Zeek's hollow chalice!
How can this be considered acceptable? What is this, his finishing move?
But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself.
As judicial assistant to the defense, I am simply doing my job.
What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh.
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. Yeah, that's good. Literally just, like it's gravelly, but like a slight graveling.
A marvelous toast, Counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence.
Ugh, literally? Wait, hold up. Back up. 20 guineas? The victim owned 20 guineas. Didn't one of the witnesses, Beppo, say that, he collected 20 guineas that night? Yes? Let's open her up and see what we got. Perhaps. Actually, yeah? Okay. Just thinking Mr. Sholmes, the great detective, is in debt. Anyways, what's in here? But... wow, I can't read a thing. Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all just men at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off. Ah, goodness! What is it? Look at this! Do you see the name here? Bruce Fairplay? Should that mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar, actually. Yeah, he's one of the witnesses. We're staring at him right now. Sorry, so Fairplay owes him money. Ah, that's interesting to know. Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment. The guy literally over there. Oh, yes, of course. The banker. Why is his name in here? Ah, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching. Oh, so he might lie in his testimony to get McGilded killed, so that way he doesn't have to pay his debt. Yeah, Fairplay? Looks like you're not, playing fair. Okay, I'll see myself out. Anyways. It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course, but this could be very useful information. Ah. I see. Is it the same on both sides? Yes, it is. Okay. Where does it say Bruce Fairplay? Wherever. I'm not gonna open it again.
Ah, yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum.
And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense.
Well, it would seem that I've had the wool pulled over my eyes.
Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused.
And it's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel! Still, maybe it's all for the best.
Wait a minute. Let's think about this a little more before.
I don't stand for nonsense.
Yeah? Our first trial, we instantly lose? Really? That was it? Huh. That was the last juror's decision. Ah, according to this encyclopedia of British law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. The final verdict. It's over then. Oh! There's a footnote, though. A footnote? However, the defense...
All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case.
Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision.
According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections.
No, actually, yeah. Susato was saying something. If you would kindly let her finish. Hey, Susato, just tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your encyclopedia of British law. However, the defense... What did it say next? Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then, the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. A summation examination? What does that mean? A summation examination.
Objection!
A summation examination? From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I would say the book's at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten, and certainly no longer practiced. So, you're out of luck.
Oh. What even is it, Mr. Sato? This so-called summation examination. Oh, one moment, and I'll read about it.
You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails? Typical Nipponese.
Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure we will be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what exactly? To appeal them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that if successful, proceedings of the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse their decisions?
Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of formality, no practical benefit really, so it rather fell out of use.
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age.
Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that, although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct.
Yeah? So because no one bothered to get rid of it, we can just do it?
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
So we're literally doing this out of a technicality? A summation examination. Our last possible option. We assert the right to carry it out, or admit defeat. Well, I mean, we're gonna have to assert our rights, because if we don't, we're gonna lose. The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
But if it's all right, it's all right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial.
The defense's position is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination.
Alright, and that seems like a good place to cap it off, because the summation examination takes a bit of explaining to do, and I do want to kind of do that in one whole thing. So, we're already about 50 minutes in, so I think that's good enough for me. So, next time, we are going to I'll continue on with the summation examination. We're gonna see if we can get the jury to change their minds. Which, I mean, if I know people, and especially in this day, in my day and age, they change their minds rather quickly. So, yeah. Anyways, I will see you all next time.